Alright, so this is kind of a rare thing. I'm actually dressed and prepared, wearing makeup, my hair is sort of done. I can't say that I necessarily brushed it, but it's up and looks respectable. And I even cleaned out the garage today, so this is like after an hour of cleaning up the garage. Alright, so hello! Today will be my first pregnancy update, which isn't much of an update because I just found out. So right now I am about 4 weeks, and as for symptoms, it's been pretty much the worst that I've had out of all the rest of them. So basically right after I found out that I was pregnant, or like with that afternoon, even though I wasn't even supposed to test at that point, I wasn't late or anything, I started to feel extremely nauseous that morning. And then every morning since, I felt really, really nauseous as well. So there's lots of times where I haven't been able to have breakfast until later on in the morning, or even closer to lunchtime, because I just felt so sick. And even throughout the day, I still feel really, really sick. So usually by dinner time-ish, I start to feel okay. And then we start the cycle again when I go to bed and wake up. So I have been, they say that what helps is diclectin, is a medicine that you can get, and it's a combination of an antihistamine and B6. So I do have some of those left over that I was prescribed last year from Eli, but I have my midwife appointment tomorrow, and I'd rather just wait and see if she would prefer to give me anything or not, and especially because those were prescribed over a year ago, so I'm not sure how long the shelf life is on those. But I have been having, just before I found out, I thought that I might be or that I could be, so we actually saw a sale at Superstore for these little multivitamin packs by Jameson, I believe. And they're pink lemonade, and you just stick them in water and then stir it up, and it's just a drink, and then you drink it down, and that makes it a bit easier to have basically the vitamins that I'm supposed to be getting without the chance of throwing it up and things like that, as well as it has the B6 in it, so that's supposed to help with the nausea, and I do find that it might help. I'm not really sure if it's anecdotal or, you know, more of a placebo effect, but it does seem to help a little bit, so I have been drinking that instead of taking actual vitamins, which are the hard pill ones, which you do kind of have the tendency to throw up, or I do at least, when I try and take it with either no food, which in the mornings I have a hard time having food, or even I have protein shakes actually in the morning, which is something that I was normally having anyway. But what I've been finding, the only thing that I can actually eat, even for protein shakes in the morning, is a peanut butter, banana, and chocolate. So chocolate protein powder, a banana, and then a scoop of peanut butter. So, oh, and also ice, and then milk. And that's the only thing basically that I've been able to eat the past couple days in the morning without feeling extremely sick. I've also been feeling really, really tired, which is another reason why I didn't want to take the diclectin. Since it has the antihistamine in it, it actually makes you tired too, which being in the first trimester, you feel extremely tired anyway, so taking something that will make you even more tired seems like a dumb idea to me. So as long as I can avoid that, I'm going to try, but this has been, like I said, by far the worst morning sickness that I've had for any of my pregnancies. Not much else to update, I guess, about that, because it's just been, like I said, fairly early on. I'll probably do some updates maybe every 2 to 4 weeks, not really sure. There's generally not a whole lot of changes in me for the first, say, 5 months. I don't usually change or get a belly or anything like that for, it's not even noticeable until like 6 or 7 months. With Abby, you couldn't even tell that I was pregnant until around 8 to 9 months. So we'll see how that happens this time. I did, when I was figuring out or trying to figure out whether I was going to ovulate or things like that, I did feel, I have PCOS, so I can actually feel extreme pain when I do ovulate. So I ended up having pain on the Monday night and then as well on the Tuesday night. So it could mean that I kind of geared up to ovulate on the Monday but didn't until actually Tuesday, or I could have ovulated twice. So yeah, that could contribute to the really bad morning sickness. And I have my first midwife appointment, like I said, tomorrow. I have to talk to her about what I can do for the morning sickness and things like that, as well as I'm not sure how it'll go. If I do actually start to show a bit earlier, then that might be something that we want to check out. Normally here, they do the NT ultrasound at 13 weeks, or between I think 11 to 13 weeks. I didn't actually have that done when I was in any of the other provinces, but apparently they do that here, basically for every pregnancy. So at the very latest, it would be about less than 2 months before I'd find out if there was more than one in there. Even before I found out that I was pregnant, the kids were telling everybody that I was pregnant with twins. So I don't know if children know more than we do, but that will be interesting to find out, I guess. Do belly shot? I don't know how that. So right now, there's pretty much nothing there. Obviously, there's normally never really a whole lot there. Well, there's more than there normally is because I'm still only 11 months postpartum from Eli. So from the front and from the side. So that's pretty much all that I have for this video. And if you want to know or follow me on the pregnancy of my 7th child, possibly 8th, then like and subscribe. If you have any questions, then you can put them down below. Oh, and I will answer one question that I've gotten a few times, is that if we're having another baby, how do we plan on fitting 7 children, possibly more, in the 5th wheel that we're currently staying in? And the answer to that is basically, well, we already have 6 of them in there, so what's another one? For the first year, our babies usually stay in our room with us, or typically kind of in our bed as well, depending on how old they are. For the first couple, like month or two, they're actually in a little bassinet, and then they come in our bed. But I got, just before I found out that I was pregnant, I got one of the little co-sleeper bassinets with the hard sides that have the metal bars to keep you from rolling on the baby. And I got one of those from my friend, and so we'll be using that. And it actually folds up and fits nicely under our bed in the RV right now. And then Eli and Bear have 2 cots that fit in the kids' room, and then there's also 2 bunk beds. So 6 kids fit in the bunkhouse right now, and but Eli's still sleeping in our room, so he'll go into there. And then new baby, or possibly babies, would be in our bed or our room with us. If you have any other questions that I can answer, let me know, and I will answer them maybe in the next video, which will be either in 2 or 4 weeks. I'm not sure if you guys want me to update sooner or just do the 4 weeks, because I'm not sure kind of what will happen between those times. So